Good afternoon. Good afternoon. God bless everybody. Just wanted to get on here. I put 10 minutes. Most people don't watch past 15 seconds. But I'm just going to talk a little bit, and it's as long as it is. I hope you listen. I hope it helps you, and I hope that, it's something you need to hear. I think we all struggle as Christians, followers of Christ and believers, to truly lay things at God's feet. I think we try our best to, face problems and say, okay, I'm just going to give it to God and leave it there. And, I trust Him. And I believe that we do. But I think inherently our flesh feels like that we must be a part of everything. That we must be a part of fixing it, saving ourselves, the solutions, and, changing people, whatever the case may be. But I'm here to remind you that God clearly tells us in the Bible that He is our provider, that He is our refuge, that He's our shelter in the storm, that He is our comforter. He gives peace. He gives salvation, and that He is, not us, with Him. He is. And I think we all struggle dealing with that. I think that we, for whatever reason, feel like that we have to be a part of it, and we take things and we lay it at His feet, and then we pick it back up because we think we've come up with a better solution. We try to overcome on our own strength. We try to say, hey, I got a better idea, or God's too busy, or whatever it is that we do, right? But I think what we do when we do that is we cause ourselves great grief, and we open doors for attacks, and we open doors to keep us away from God. I think we open doors to fall into depressions and have anxiety and get angry and disappointed, and I'm not making light of anybody's ability to do this, because I myself struggle. That's why I'm talking about it. I just think that we do ourselves a great injustice if we have Christ in our life to not allow Him to do the things that He promises to do. Because if He promised it, He'll do it. And a lot of people say, oh, I prayed and it didn't work, or whatever. And if we're honest, one of two things: it didn't go the way you wanted it, or you prayed about it and then picked it right back up, right? Because it's not an instant gratification thing. It's not a genie in the bottle thing. It's a truly laying it down and walking away from it, and trusting that the Lord has your back, and the Lord will do what is best for His glory and your good. Now, nowhere in there does it say the Lord's going to make everything work in your favor the way you want it to be. But it does say, if you trust in Him, lay it at His feet, don't fear, that He will help you overcome. And I think a lot of us fail to do that. I think a lot of us struggle with that. And maybe not on everything, but on certain things, right? And the best I can recollect, He didn't say, pick and choose what you lay at my feet. He said, lay everything. And so I just hope that I can encourage someone out there to just try to take a minute. If you're, if you're struggling, if you're depressed, if you're stressed out, if you are dealing with things that are just way heavier than you can handle, which is most everything for all of us. That's why we need Christ. One of the many, many reasons we need Christ. And take a breath and truly, truly try to walk in faith and not by sight, and trust that He's there because He says He will be, which means He is. And this is not easy, right? It's like anything we do. It has to become something that we do all the time, and it becomes repetition, and it becomes our practice and just our normal thought process. Within that, there's a battle, though, right? It's a battle to get there because, the flesh and our minds and our hearts are always telling us to do something different. How many times do you lay something down and go, you know what, I got it. Or you feel like you shouldn't even burden God with something in your eyes. It's like, this is too, this ain't worthy to burden Him with. It's simple, and I should be able to do this on my own. And that's not true, right? Even the littlest thing, He asked for all of it, not parts of it, right? And all means all. It doesn't mean all except or all your version of all. It absolutely means all. And I think a lot of us do that. We'll lay, grandma's sick, let's pray. God, I lay it at your feet. Heal grandma if it's your will. And we do lay that at His feet. But then, little things happen and we go, I got this. And then that leads back into picking up the big things, right? But if you continue to lay things at His feet and walk away from Him and put your faith in Him and trust that He'll do what He says He'll do, the more you do that, the more the outcome is better. The more you do that, the less stress you feel, the more joy you have, the more peace you have, right? So it's just a daily practice, even the small stuff, guys. And again, this is not a I'm better than you video or I got this figured out. I'm coming to you with this because it's something I also struggle with, and I would imagine we all struggle with this at times. So it's just kind of hopefully a pick-me-up or a reminder, or maybe you've never heard it put this way, or maybe you've never thought of it that way, and this will hopefully get you to that path of ultimately trusting God for everything, laying everything at His feet. I don't care if it's, a $10 bill that was unexpected, no matter how small it is, right? Trusting God with it. And the more that you do that, the more you'll do it. The more you'll do it, the more it makes sense. The more it makes sense, the easier it gets. The easier it gets, the less stress. Then you get more joy and peace, as is promised. So I hope some of you guys will listen to this. I hope it helps in some way. And for any of you that did listen to this for more than 5 seconds, if you don't know Jesus, man, just please consider that. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you have anything to add, please respond in the video. I thank every one of people who follow me and like my stuff and comment. I really appreciate it, guys. And hopefully we just help each other out and help one another have that peace and joy, and remind each other when we need a little extra push in the right direction. All right, everybody have a blessed day. God bless. Love all you guys. And I'll talk to you later.